So I'm videoing Carmen's place. Oh, there she is.
Hi.
Yeah. And then there's our buddy hiding in the corner. This is leaving Julian. And we're walking towards, well, we want to get to Warner Springs. It's been pretty nice. We took a 0, ate pizza, remembered I'm allergic to jalapenos, sort of. But it's nice to take a little day off and start the ugly climb early in the morning because the lady at Julian Lodge, she's a military spouse, and so, you know, I'm Army and Stella is a military spouse, so the lady drove us early in the morning to the trailhead, which I thought was super awesome. So early start to the day, we get to do the hard part in the cold, which is nice, and yeah, pretty excited overall. No, I don't really have any complaints. Stella, you have any complaints?
No complaints.
Yeah, all's well. So, I've been trying to think of some things to talk to you guys about. And I'd say the easiest thing is probably tips that I've learned already. And like, one of the easiest things I learned was when I first wanted to do the PCT, I think like April 20th was when I was gonna start. Because everyone kept saying, yeah, April. Honestly, start in March, like I did. The temperature is so much nicer. Like, would you rather walk through the desert when it's 70 or when it's 100? So, like, start early. You know, don't start in February. I think that might be a little too early, but hey, start as early as you can. You know, May is definitely, that might be a little too late. Like, but you know, that's all with tolerances. It's all with where you live, what you can tolerate. I know I can't tolerate super high heats all the time. I've done that in like the Middle East and I hated it. So, you know, I don't want to do it when I'm hiking for fun. But if you can do it, that's cool. The other thing is, yeah, I saw other videos like Dixie. And I think even Darwin talked about it, where you just like, when the sun's as hot as it can be, just take a nap. Like, from around 11 to 1, I'm usually in shade, just napping. And like oh my God. All right, so I did also switch out my sleep pad from the inflatable one to, you know, those Z-Lite, the silver and yellow ones, before I came out here, because my buddy Anthony, he sent me a message. His name is Over That Way on Instagram. He sent me a message saying, hey man, my mattress just popped. Everyone in my group's mattress just popped. There's needles and sharp things all over the desert. There's nowhere to sit. So I switched, thankfully, because he told me to right before I came out. And I've never been happier with, and I love my sleep pad. Love it. Loved it. It was an X pad. It's, you know, that one everyone says is noisy, but I sleep with earplugs in, so it's not noisy for me. But, you know, I switched to the Z-Lite. And the great thing about it is every time I want to sit down, you know, it's like, yeah, you know, I know people have those little butt pads, but I just throw the whole pad out and I just lay down and I stretch and, you know, I take a nap. It's super easy. I don't got to worry about anything poking it. And I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, like, tip is start as early as you can. You know, those March days go quick. Like I think I grabbed my date like 1 minute after opening, and it was, most dates were already grabbed. So start early. And I know Z-Lite doesn't look comfortable, but get the Z-Lite thing just so you can throw it anywhere and take bunches and naps, and it's super comfortable. Oh, I gotta chase down for munch. Ooh. So, if you ever have a dog on the trail, please, just out of common courtesy, please remember, give me that dog. Let me pet that dog. I just saw a day hiker and he let me play with his dog, and I was so happy that I forgot I was sitting in the dirt, leaning up against a cactus. Oh, so happy. But oh, I love dogs on the trail. It's like that's like little energy bursts. You know what I mean? Like, they're just sweet little animals. I just want you to pet them, and they just Like my poor dog's getting surgery right now in her paw. It's nothing big, she got a foreign body in it. And it sucks that I'm not there. My mom's taking care of her, my dad's there. But, oh, I miss my dog. She'll be fine though. It'll be quick and they'll just put a little cone on her. That'll be adorable. It's, you know, it's kind of sad I'll be missing that, but it's okay. But I was also thinking, like, what could I do to improve the videos? And I realized, like, I actually, in the last video, I filmed inside of Carmen's place. I had Carmen, but for some reason, my camera converted it to, instead of like a horizontal, like I'm filming right now, it put it at a vertical. So you couldn't really, it was really annoying and jarring and looked weird. So I didn't want to show that to you guys because I figured, you know, it just didn't look right, to be honest with you. And I was trying to say thank you last time. There was a guy in the YouTube comment on my first video. He's the one that told me it was a gopher snake. And I was trying to say thank you to him, but the section of the video, you know, I was giving a shout out saying thank you. It was so windy that you wouldn't have, I took the audio out of that section because it was just, it would have been so irritating to hear the screaming wind, like hissing. And anyway, so I'll throw a screenshot up of your comment if it's still there, dude. But I was trying to say thank you to the guy that told me it was a gopher snake, you know. And I mean, I'm from Florida, I know what rattlesnakes look like, but out here, I'm not willing to like take the risk. You know, it's still a snake, it's a wild animal. Like, as much as I love animals, I know better than to go like play with them or touch them. So any snake I see, I just always assume it's poisonous. You know, it's just safer. Like, you know, what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna pick it up. It's like, oh, it's a gopher snake. It's like, yeah, you know, it'll still bite me. So I'm embarrassed. I thought it was a rattlesnake, but you know, I'm happy that I was able to get it to move without hurting it, without it hurting me, which is like, you know, the main purpose when you're hiking. Is try to like get around nature without damaging anything or doing as little impact as you can. And I realized my friend said something. I wasn't making fun of anyone else's YouTube video. It's not what I meant. What I was trying to say was, no matter how pretty, beautiful, how talented you are as a filmmaker, photographer, I can't even begin to touch just how gorgeous all of this is. Like, I will never make a video good enough to represent what you're really gonna see when you get out here. And that's awesome, because I still think, you know, my videos are pretty, but it's like, no matter how good I do, you know, good I make them, and it's still gonna blow your mind when you get out here, which is amazing. That's how it should be. It should be better than expected. And that's how it's been for me. Better than expected. It's like, yes, you're in the desert. Yes, it's hot during midday, but dude, it's just amazing. Just amazing. And like I said, I met so many cool hikers on the AT, but I feel like on the AT, because there's no heat danger and there's so much water and there's so many shelters that are close to roads, that's why you get all the party kids and the people who want to get drunk and be loud and stay up late. Where like on PCT, because you have to carry everything far, like really far, you know, everyone's got like the same mindset, which is let's do as much as we can, let's have a great time, and then let's go to bed early. And even the guys that night hike, you know, they get up at like, some guys get up at 2 or 3. You almost never hear them because they're trying so hard not to be loud, or if they do know, they get up early. Like a bunch of the people I met, like Silver, this cool dude from Australia, he gets up at like 4 or sometimes 3, I think. But he doesn't sit his tent next to anyone else's that he knows, like, oh, you guys are getting up at 6, so he moves it to the section where everyone gets up at like 3. So it's just, it seems like everyone's a lot more courteous, at least that I've met so far. But I mean, you're gonna be like, oh, you're only 80 something miles in. It's like, yeah, But I was like half a mile in on the AT when I saw a drunk dude vomiting on Springer. So I mean, I'm sure there's party people out here at some point, but you know, they're not doing it on the trail, which I genuinely appreciate. They're not disturbing anyone. And if someone does it in town, I still haven't seen it, because like at Carmen's place when we were there, you know, we moved all the chairs and set our stuff up around, I want to say like 5 in the afternoon, and everyone just followed suit and laid down, and everyone kind of went to sleep around the same time, which was super cool, you know, because why stay up late? I mean, honestly, you want to hike as early as possible to avoid the heat, because you want to get, like what me and Cheese do, we try to get at least 10 miles done or more if we can before 11. Like before the hottest part of the day, we want to get as much as we can done. And you know, once we start getting into like 20s and 30s, we'll still try to get the most part of the day done before 11. That way, you know, you get your biggest part done before the heat, take a nap, wake up around 2, and then finish whatever you have left. Because like you don't want to get into tent sites early. If you get there too early, there's no shade. So what are you gonna do? Just you're gonna sit down in the sun and go, oh, this sucks. So it's like when you find, when you're looking at your map, you're planning out your day, you pick a picnic area or someplace with shade, and that's your midway point. That's where you want to get to, well, not midway, but that's where you want to get to before 11. So you can just sleep, hang out in the shade, and then get to your campsite. And ideally you want to get to your campsite around like 5. Because that way it gives you time to set up, stretch. Like I stretch for like 30 minutes. I've stretched more here than I did on the entire AT, because you know, that used to be a problem for me, was cramps, and I always feel like I was about to pull a muscle. It's like because I was too tired. And like out here, I feel great. It's also, I carry less weight, you know, and I'm not like an ultralighter. I'll never be the 7-pound guy. I'm 6'4", I'm like 200 plus pounds. I'll never be able to get my gear that light. It's just, I'm too big. You know, all my sizes are extra large and extra long. Like all these people are showing me their weights. I'm like, yeah, but you're 5'5". Like you can wear smalls and get away with it. I can't. You weigh 140 pounds, you can do that. But so I think I'm like around 11 pounds, which is great for me, because you know, that's really light for me. But if you can just get your gear as light as possible, honestly, it would just make you feel better. Because when I get to camp, I'm pretty excited. Like I sit down, I rub my feet for a little bit, drink some water, and I see the people coming in who are bragging because they have like every comfort item possible, but they're carrying, you know, 40 pounds. So when they get to camp, their feet hurt, their legs hurt, they don't even want to get water, they're so exhausted. It's like, so you got to figure out, what do you want more? Do you want to be exhausted every single day just so you can have all that cool stuff in camp? Or do you want to get to camp and be like, oh, that was nice, and be able to relax and walk around? Like I walked around town forgetting that I'd been hiking. Like I couldn't do that on the AT. On the AT, I was limping so bad. I felt like I broke my feet every time I stopped. But you know, it's also, I got so many injuries from the Army. I've had so many surgery on my legs that that's why I have to be careful. So, you know, if you're you know, a stud, an athlete, if you're a girl that's been cross country your whole life, yeah, do whatever you want, man. But I have so many injuries that I have to, ooh, a bug. I just have to be more careful. Hello, bug. Ooh. So glad I saw him, didn't step on him. But, you know, so when like you're figuring out your gear, I don't have camp shoes. I'll do a gear video, I really do. I need to do a gear video so you can see. I don't have camp shoes, I don't have a stove. And it's like, do you miss hot meals? Not really. I mean, because then when I get to town, it's like an awesome treat, you know? You get to have a pizza, a burger, a sandwich, whatever. But, you know, I showed you guys my lunch, you know, my dinner and the last meal, which is like spicy tuna, spicy salmon, Spam for lunch, because it has so much sodium in it, which is so important on the PCT. You know, I eat potato chips, which I love potato chips. My only thing I hate is breakfast, which I just been doing those stupid bars. I genuinely hate them. I hate them. But you need to eat something before you start, or else you're gonna burn out around mile 4. But yeah, I force myself to eat those things and go, good enough. And they do work. As much as I hate them, they really, really work. They do give me a lot of energy. So I'm grateful, that's why I keep buying them. But it's not the flavor, I just don't like eating breakfast. So it's not like it's them personal, it's the way I've always been, where unless it's like an egg sandwich, I genuinely don't want it. Like, that's how I've always been. But yeah, I've been really happy with the way my food's been working out, and my gear, it's been spot on. And my Z-Packs arc haul is up ahead, like at Warner Springs. So I have to make the decision. You know, my Osprey's been so great to me so far. Do I want to switch from the Exos, you know, to the lighter one? You know, it sucks. You know, you want to shave weight where you can, but my Exo is working so well for me. So I have to make that decision. But it would be nice, honestly. It's always nice to shave weight. And there's 3 things in my ruck I can get rid of, like small things, but overall, with switching rucks and getting rid of those 3 little things, I could shave 2 pounds. And that's a lot of weight in hiking, which I'm sure you guys know. So I'll probably do it. Because I love carrying no weight. Because, you know, you carry so much water, the 3 liters at least. But if you're carrying little weight, you know, adding the 6 pounds back doesn't really matter. And those guys that carry the 40 pounds, when they add 6 pounds, they're dying. These poor dudes. But, you know, it's hike your own hike for a reason. If you want to carry that much weight, carry that much weight. If you're like me and you've had a lot of surgery on your hip and your legs, especially your legs, and I haven't had surgery on the hip, it just hurts. You know, carry as little as you can. That way, you know, you're not injuring anything. But do what makes you happy at the end of the day. Like, I'm not gonna carry your rock. So if you wanna carry it, like, yeah, man, do whatever you want. And as you go, you'll adjust, you'll learn stuff. Learn things you like, learn things you don't like. And that's kind of how it is. It's like a constant trial and error. I'm still on a trial and error basis. Like, I had to figure out how to set up my umbrella, figure out how to pack the water, because I wasn't used to having to carry that much water. So yeah, I'll give you all the advice I have, what works for me, but at the end of the day, it's your body, it's your decision. Carry what you want, man. And hopefully you have a great time. Oh, my umbrella almost came off. All right, so you can't tell because the camera, but it's technically night hiking. I gotta do, I think it's 16 to, oh God, that's pretty. Oh. So I'm finishing the 3rd video right now. I'm gonna do 4 and 5 right after this. I'm trying to fix the stabilization issue that was with the previous videos, but it wasn't the way I was doing it. The camera video editor I was using, the other one, it wasn't uploading, it was like uploading grainy versions of the videos I had, and then it was making them shaky somehow, because I'd watch them on my camera, like on the video replay, and they'd be perfect, and then I'd see it on that, and I'd like really, like, understood what everyone's complaining about. It's like, oh yeah. So I'm switching video editors, so hopefully it fixes that problem. I think that was really the biggest complaint was, I get it, no one wants to watch a video where it's doing this, but that wasn't the way I was recording it, so I don't understand why the program was doing that. that should be fixed. Thank you guys for all your comments. I'm gonna start responding to them more. I've just been, I'm just busy. I don't have receptions. That's why I don't really play on social media that much. Yeah. Thank you guys for following. If you liked the video though, please subscribe, share it to your friends, and thanks so much, guys. Hope you're enjoying the ride.